United States President Donald J. Trump has likened his second-term inauguration to the events that surrounded the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, in a rare depiction of his second ascension to power as an event that can only be compared to the events that surrounded the death of Jesus Christ, and the subsequent tearing apart of the curtains of the temple, as was narrated by Jesus' disciples in the New Testament. Speaking on the eve of his inauguration on January 19, 2025, as he presided over his victory rally at the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C., President Trump alluded that just like how the crucifixion of Jesus Christ brought about a major change in the relationship between man and God, in which the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom at noon to symbolize the end of man's suffering and forgiving of the sins of the whole nation and the start of a new year, his January 20, 2025 inauguration that will have its climax at noon on the same day will as well mark the end of American decline, and set in a brand new year of American prosperity, pride and strength. And before we proceed, take a listen at what he said in that rally.
Tomorrow at noon, the curtain closes on 4 long years of American decline, and we begin a brand new day of American strength and prosperity, dignity and pride.
It's to be noted that according to the book of Matthew, when Jesus Christ died on the cross during his crucifixion, the curtain of the temple that hung between the holy place and the Holy of Holies, where the Jews believed God dwelt, and where only the high priest could once a year on the Day of Atonement ever go behind the curtain into God's presence, was torn in two from top to bottom at noon, to symbolize that, on this day, the sins of the whole nation were forgiven, ready for the start of the new year, and that God is no longer to be thought of as living behind a curtain in the Jewish temple, accessible only through the high priest, but rather that with the death of Jesus, forgiveness of sins is now available to everyone, and ordinary men and women can now approach God directly.